Die Maschine. So as you probably know by now, Zombies was revealed yesterday now, and first impressions, it looks pretty good, but there's a lot of information that I kind of wanted to condense down into my top 5 takeaways from the Zombies reveal trailer, which we're going to get into straight away. By the way, these are in no particular order. Like the first one isn't the most important. This is just kind of the 5 things that I wanted to take away from the reveal. So the first thing is that there's free post-launch content, and there's also crossplay, which both of these things are huge. I personally think that these 2 things are going to grow the community by quite a bit. You no longer have to buy a season pass or have to buy DLC in order to play the new maps, which is obviously going to get more people playing the maps after launch. I just can't really put into words how excited I am for this aspect of Zombies, because I feel like it's going to make the community so much bigger and more vibrant. Think of it like this: Black Ops 3's Zombies maps were all behind a paywall. People had to buy the DLC in order to play those maps, and those were some of the most successful because it felt like everyone was playing them and everybody loved them. So now imagine more people playing the maps because they're free and because you can play cross generation. Next up, my second takeaway from the reveal is that there's a old/new perk system. There's old perks returning. I mean, Deadshot Daiquiri looks sexy AF. We obviously saw Jug, Quick Revive, and Speed Cola. We saw a new perk, I think, that's called Elemental Pop, but I've also seen that there's no limit to the amount of perks you can get. I don't know where everyone's getting this idea from, but everyone's like confirming it basically. So I'm just gonna roll with it. I guess there's no limit to the amount of perks that you can get in a game. I know the perk system's been sort of a big subject when it comes to Zombies, especially because of Black Ops 4. So we're getting a mix of a new and old perk system, which is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about you being able to get unlimited amount of perks. It's probably not going to be bad, but it's also kind of eliminating some of the strategy involved with Zombies. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. This sounds cool, but I'm also a little bit iffy about it. My next takeaway has to do with the weapons. So from what I understand, basically every weapon now has a rarity to it. I know that we saw like one of the weapons that came out of the mystery box had like a light to it that wasn't the traditional mystery box blue. So all these rarities are going to affect the weapon damage and all that kind of stuff. And from what I also understand, you're going to be able to progress the weapon and then basically make every single weapon viable, which to me sounds really freaking cool, because that means that basically any weapon's going to be viable from the wall buys and the mystery box. And I know at first that doesn't sound very fun because it's going to make it to where there's no challenge at all, but I just remembered to the times back in Black Ops 1 where I tried to do good with the Olympia or the M14. If anything, this is just going to add more replayability because it's going to give us players something to do. Either way, it sounds interesting and I really can't wait to see what it's all about. This next takeaway is my second and my last worry from this reveal, which is that we're going to have a unified rank across game modes. And when I first heard this, I didn't like it, and I still don't. I just really don't like the idea of game modes being like linked in the form of rank progression. Obviously this was in Modern Warfare, and it honestly discouraged me from playing because you really only had 100 levels to go through in a season in like about a month, and I think it blends the modes together in a bad way. For example, my thought process is, well, why should I play Warzone when I could just grind out multiplayer to progress through the levels? And it could go the other way. Why should I play multiplayer when I could just grind out Warzone and get to level 155? Now take Black Ops 3 for example. If you played Zombies multiplayer a lot, it showed. You were Prestige Master and into the hundreds of levels in each of those modes if you played those modes a lot and if you grinded for that level. What are we going to have to show for the inevitable amount of hours and hours that we're going to pour into this zombies mode, it's just gonna reset. Anyways, I'm getting a little carried away. I don't know for sure that it's going to be like Modern Warfare. I just don't like the sound of it, and I'm worried that it's going to discourage some people from playing and grind out zombies, which I may be wrong. I don't know. This might be something that's just me, but it's something to keep in mind. But the last big takeaway that I wanted to talk about in this video is that Killstreaks and new ways to play are now in zombies. I know I've been reading through some of the comments in like the tweets about people talking about this game and the reveal trailer, and a lot of people are saying that Killstreaks don't belong in zombies, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I think it's going to be interesting to try something new. I know that Extinction had Killstreaks in them in some sort of way, and even Exo Zombies had this in there, and I thought it worked fine. You had like a little drone that helped you kill the zombies. You had a sentry like we saw in Die Maschine. It didn't have a chopper gunner, but it had some camouflage that kind of worked like the in plain sight gobblegum and elixir, which I thought was pretty cool. I personally think that people are jumping to conclusions here. I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it'll add a great new element to the game, but with everything, we just have to wait and see. I don't like that people are already saying that this game is going to be just because they saw that the kill streaks are in the game. We just have to see how it plays out, okay? I think it's going to be fine, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to to use a chopper gunner on zombies. I mean, are you kidding me? That sounds so cool. And also, I kind of wanted to cram in here the new exfil way to play, where if you wanted to end the zombies game, you can basically call for someone to rescue you, and then the zombie hordes are dialed up to 11 in their words, so there's a bunch more zombies. But if you make it out, in their words, they said that you get rewards, and I'm not sure what that reward would be besides XP or whatever sort of gobblegums they're gonna have. It's probably gonna be some sort of progression to the battle pass. The rewards wording for that sounds really interesting to me, and I'm not sure what they mean by that, but either way, I think it's a good addition. I'm looking forward to this zombies game though. But those are my thoughts on the Cold War Zombies reveal. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments down below. Let me know of your concerns, what you're excited about, and all that good kind of stuff. I'm still working on a big ranking video that will be out hopefully within the next week. But yeah, I'm VaryenVybes, and I'll see you soon.